Love Squad. We are just a few episodes away from the series finale. So, how y'all liking Fargo this season? I'm enjoying it. Let's get into it. This is Fandom. I'm Kim B, aka Agland Powered, and thank you for listening to this Fargo Season 4, Episode 7 recap. Yeah! This is a recap. Spoiler alert. If you didn't watch, like this video, add it to your like list, and come back. So who do we see this episode? As always, we be seeing everybody, but I like to label some of them. So this episode, I should say, we saw Orietta at the beginning. She was there towards the beginning, the baker, and Loy, who I named Emo AF, because he was emo AF this episode, and understandably and rightfully so. Now I'm gonna talk about Orietta a little later. I have a little afterthought about her. I'll be sharing that a little later, but let's get into the recap. So y'all know I started doing like these POV, so I'm like reacting in real time and just sharing like my recap in real time as I'm thinking. It's like a stream of consciousness recap. So let's get into it. So we open with Orietta, and honestly, I feel like she's been building up in the background of the mob war. Like her character has just been kind of in the background doing stuff. Something tells me this is about to be more her episode. Like I'm thinking at this point, like, oh, this is about to be her episode, right? Because we see her starting this episode again, and she's cooking, which probably means there's some sort of poison and intended target involved. Macaroons for Dr. Harvard. I feel for him in his guts. Well, that poison worked quick, because as soon as he swallowed the last crumb of the one macaroon he ate, he falls back in his chair, and she looks and observes him struggle with a polite smile on her face. Child. Like I said, psycho. She's psycho. He couldn't let her see the letter, or he wouldn't let her see that letter, right? That he, that indicated her as a murderess, right? So now he's convulsing on the floor as she retrieves the letter from his desk. I thought she knew who wrote the letter, but she doesn't appear to. She feigns a medical emergency and exits. Okay, that's it. Like, she stay getting away from stuff just because people suppose that she's a mostly decent person and she's a nurse, right? Man, she be using that to her advantage. She is good. So there he is, looks like he's dead on the floor, and she's out with the letter in hand. Then Justo and Calamita find Anton's dead body where Rabbi left it, and Calamita is tasked with hunting down Rabbi and Satchel, right? So Lloyd's mad. He takes it out on Leon, the weakest link. Poor Leon, I really do feel for him. He's still trying to convince Lloyd that he's more than muscle, but the deck's been stacked against him since he first became Lemuel's driver. Sucks for him. Leon thinks they should just kill Giantano, and honestly, I agree. They need to kill that mofo. He needs to be dead. He should have been dead. But Lloyd needs a better strategy. So he holds on to Giantano, and, I can feel the clock ticking on the pending storm that's approaching. And this is about to be an S storm. This is about to be a super S storm. It feels like Giantano might actually survive this. Otis is parked across the way from Lloyd's shop. He twitching and thinking, how he got his little tick, tick, tick going on, poor thing. And thinking because he's playing for both teams and he's been tasked with finding Giantano, which we know he didn't actually look because he knew the whole time where he was. Then Duffy just glides right into Otis's passenger seat because he's been surveilling him the entire time. And Duffy tells Otis he knows he's crooked, right? He's like, bruh, you crooked. So that gets revealed. And Calamita decides to stroll up on Lloyd's doorstep. Mrs. Cannon, shout out, is homeschooling the kids like a good housewife, okay, talking to them about the structure of a sentence. Shout out to English teachers everywhere. And he just knocks, right? Calamita tries her. He's casing the place and taking notes because he's trying to find out where everybody is. So she pulls a shotgun out on his good for her, and he leaves. Jerk. He is such a freaking jerk. I hate him. So Lloyd's crew is bringing some supplies over to Ella Rita's, right? The funeral home. and she can't say much. Like she's probably overwhelmed by what's happening. She's just looking around like powerless. And anyways, the zombie guy, remember that zombie? He reappears in a coffin in the sanctuary. They made sure we forgot all about him. He just pops his little head out of one of the little coffins and then puts it back when Lemuel kind of senses something with his sixth sense. But it's nonsense. It's foolishness because ain't no half dead zombie in the coffin, right? So then they proceed to business as usual. Justo and the consigliere make their way to Lloyd's and they extend a deal. The consigliere is being real diplomatic. And when you're diplomatic, you don't tell everybody all the details. You just tell them what you want them to hear, what they need to know. But Justo's like, nah. He's like, nah, we're going to be transparent. He tells Lloyd everything because that's in his best interest, right? Justo is just out for Justo, and he's doing what New York asks, and at least appearing to try to retrieve his brother. But Giantano's sins are not forgiven. Justo tells Cannon Giantano and Calamito killed Satchel, but y'all know he didn't. Little fox. So he wants Lloyd to kill Giantano as retribution instead of Zero. And then he says, basically they're going to become equal business partners if he does this. But Lloyd's not dumb. Lloyd is not dumb. I don't know why they keep trying to play him for Boo Boo the Fool. The man's not dumb. He looks at Justo discerningly. You know how he gets those looks? Chris Rock is doing a good job with the facial reactions. He gets those looks, right? And when he asks him to kill him, he's like, He asks to see the body. He's like, I want to see the evidence, right? And of course, they make up a story about how they don't know where the body is, blah blah blah, and they weasel their way out of that, and they weasel their way out of the boxing gym with their lives. So Lloyd's brooding in the dark after receiving the fake news. This is the first time that I'm actually scared for little Zero because he may get hurt. Once again, these daggone adults is mixing up the babies and they mess. Like, leave the kids out of it. He's just using the bathroom, washing his little angelic hands. All the little babies are angels in this season to me. All of them. Washing his little hands, minding his business, and here comes Lloyd creeping down the hall towards the board with a rope in gloved hands. Now, mind you, we ain't seen nobody kill who actually deserves to be killed, which is Giantano. We ain't see that. We ain't see no thoughts. We ain't see no flickering of that. But I'm hoping that Mrs. Cannon intervenes and saves the baby before it's too late. Fortunately, there's no follow through. That doesn't happen. And Lloyd sees a billboard for a Diners credit card the next day. Y'all remember Diners Club card? I don't even know if they still have those, but he sees that billboard the next day. Remember he was trying to pitch that idea a couple episodes ago? I mean, he's just like, really? With everything that's going on, it's just like the pendulum is just not swinging in this man's favor. Man. And, I want to pray for the gangster right now. Seriously, he is going through a lot. It looks like Otis is trying to make a run for it. And then, it looks like he's trying to get out of Dodge, which is actually a good idea, except he gets intercepted by Lloyd's men on the way to the car. Next, we see him waiting in the locker room of Lloyd's gym, and Swanee and Zelma are walking. Hey, girls! Lloyd's preparing for war. He sends the ladies to Philly, tells them this isn't their fight, and he wants them out of harm's way, which, he's trying to do the right thing. And, I low-key get it. Now, they some shooters. I probably would have kept them personally, because, they not tripping about dying no way, and they want to die in a gunfight anyway. So, this is right up their alley, but he sends them packing, and, in this scene, Lloyd is dropping dimes, okay? Now it's just him and Otis in the locker room. Lloyd tells him what's happened, and he says, they can't rise to our level, so they got to drag us down to theirs, but it's a trap. Yup, basically. Getting in the dirt like them proves them right. Nobody has time for that. They go low, we go high. Michelle Obama, right? Shout out. So they let Giantano go, right? Just, to appease the deal. And we know Giantano is going to F this up because he stay effing everything up. He has bad karma. So we just have to wait and watch. Lloyd sends Omi to kill Calamita. Justo enacts his plan, but in the end, Lloyd's up to something. You can see the gears turning in his head as he makes a counter move. And we'll have to wait until the next episode to see what he does next. And that's it. So, Justo thinks he's playing Lloyd, and Lloyd is appearing to go along with it, but we know that that man's mind, he's a thinker. So, this is a game of chess. And, the knight might pull through. So here are my afterthoughts. Low-key, they need to tie up the Orietta and Zabi storylines. Like, what they keep like baiting us with that, but then it's just like dangling, like there's nothing there. So I'm like, it's starting to feel kind of pointless. Like, I get excited and then like nothing happens, and I'm just like, I mean, she just keeps killing all these people. Is she gonna get caught? Like, what's happening? So that was my afterthought. I'm like, what are they doing? And what's up with the zombie? Like, he never seems to like do anything. I don't understand what the point is. I hope that there's a point, because it's starting to feel real pointless. They're gonna need to wrap that up. But anyways, that's it, you guys. I will see you guys next episode. Thanks always for listening. And it's been so much fun. I have been enjoying I don't do this for nobody else but me, to be honest with you, but it's fun to see that some people are listening. Thank you guys so much. And please remember to comment, rate, and subscribe. I said rate, like, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye.